I'm attempting to cook these noodles on this Dell OptiPlex. Now how this is going to work is when you use your computer, the CPU gets hot due to wasted energy, which is why most computers have heat sinks and fans. Without these, the CPU will overheat, and as a result, the computer will send less power to the CPU. If it gets too hot for a long period of time, it will damage the CPU, which will render it useless. So what we're going to do is replace the CPU cooler with this pot, so instead of wasting the heat energy, we can try and use it to boil some water, which we can then add the noodles to and hopefully, well, have something edible. So will this thing work? Well, let's find out. So before we cook noodles on this thing, we need to remove the CPU cooler that's already on there, so we can slap this thing in, put a bit of water in, run a stress test, put some noodles in, and hopefully it cooks it. Let's remove the water pump. So let's just remove the reservoir. Oh, actually, will these capacitors be in the way when this is on? We are going to have to use this water-cooled heatsink, but just to place this on top, hopefully it sits flat. You know what? Let's try it. Right, we might have to use a load at the bottom. That's on there. That is... Yeah, see, the thermal paste only hit the center of that, so we sort of need some of the sides. Now, if you're wondering what this heroin tube is, it's thermal paste. This stuff is applied in between the CPU and the heatsink to remove any air gaps, so it can dissipate the heat directly to the cooler. This, as a result, will give us better heat transfer and will heat up the pot quicker than if you were to just place it on top. And if you don't use this stuff on your PC, then your cooler won't be as effective, and your computer will be running slower with the fans on full pelt.
You know what? That'll do it. That should have good contact to that now. Now let's put this graphics card in. Let's turn it on. GPU fan spinning. No signal, what? Card is heating up. I'm not sure how well you can see that. There is condensation coming out the water block from the water that was left in there. Okay, I think that's in. That's getting quite warm. Not even joking. It says it's 35. It's definitely a lot hotter than that. I'll pour some water in. Let's see if it boils. Alright, so we're not boiling yet. It's been stuck on that page for quite a while, but... Okay, so this probably has no drivers for this computer, but we should be alright. Let's turn these lights back on. Prime 95 on here. Oh, I don't have a keyboard connected to it, do I? Prime 95 is on here. Where is it? Alright, so the CPU temperature is at 52%. That's actually quite good, considering it's only a pot of water that's on it. So we got CPU temperature at the top, CPU usage at the bottom. Maximum power heat. There we go, that's what we want. Alright, stress test on. Temperature is climbing a little bit. Are we going to get to 100 degrees? Probably. Oh, we are thermal throttle in there. But is this thing heating up? Does this work with water? I don't think it does. There are bubbles forming, which means it's boiling, and there is more condensation coming out of the pipes. Right, so now that we wait for this water to boil, let's try and move this off to one side. If I colour the side in with this permanent marker, I might be able to get a temperature reading, because it doesn't work well on reflective surfaces.
The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm using a temperature gun to measure the temperature, which works by reading infrared radiation. And metal surfaces are terrible at radiating infrared. Just look at this metal can, and as you can see, there are 3 different surfaces at the front, which is steel, black plastic, and a paper label. All of these materials at the same temperature, so if you were to look at it through a thermal camera, you would expect everything to be the same, but as you can see, that isn't the case. This is because plastic and paper is good at conducting infrared radiation, whilst the steel can isn't. Now, using a black marker isn't the most effective way of doing this, but it's better than relying on the pure metal can.
Let's have a little read. 40, alright, yes, alright. So, the can is heating up. Let's leave this to run for about 10 minutes. We'll come back to it and, well, see how hot it gets. Alright, so it's been about 10 minutes now, and the water has been boiling a little bit. I mean, you can probably see all the bubbles down there. It's saying about 54, but it's definitely a bit more than that. So it's about the right time to get some noodles on. Get the chopping board out, so let's put you on there. And we sort of need this section of the thing, because realistically that's all that's going to fit in that pot. And I could break it off by my hands, or we can use this thing. So, about here. Okay, the bag has exploded. That's alright, we can just... That's a nice little chunk there, actually. We can I've got noodles everywhere. Do we need a lid on it? No, we should be fine. Should we add some of these spices to it? The axe is open part of this one. What's a quarter? About that much? Okay, that is quite a bit. Okay, well, that'll do. Let's also add a quarter of these. I ain't got any scissors on me, so... Oh, that I was not meant to... Oh, it's gone all over the table. Put some of you in. Yeah, okay, nope, that's gone all over the computer. We'll leave that there. We can just, like, stir this now with... I ain't really got I should have brought a fork. Alright, so now we're going to leave this for about, what, 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. Right, so it's been cooking in here for about 15 minutes now, and that looks almost done. I ain't got any chopsticks or forks with me, so I'm going to use these 2 screwdrivers. They are from China, but we should be alright. Oh, you know what? They've actually... Shall I eat it with the axe? Okay, that's actually cooked it. You know what? That was actually quite good. You know what? Let's take it off. Look at that spread. Right, so I found some tweezers. Now, these are ESD safe, so we shouldn't shock the computer using these. Give them a quick stir. The only downside is they are actually quite sharp. I mean, hang on. Yeah, there you go. So I need to be careful not to stab my cheeks with these. Pretty much. Oh, well these are... Can we... There we go. Alright, let's have a little try of that. We've actually cooked noodles on a PC. They're actually quite nice. Let's see if my sister wants some. I've made some food. Do you want to try some? I've made some noodles.
What's in it?
Noodles. What do you think of that?
Tastes alright.
What would you rate it out of 10? Oh, alright. Alright, so you can cook noodles on a Dell OptiPlex, or on, well, pretty much any computer, really. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you next week. Transition.